Gentlemen, the one lady who might see this, and who could forget about the guy who killed a bigger elk than you, all while wearing jeans and a flannel. Welcome to today's video. Today, short and sweet, to the point, we're talking about target panic. I don't want to waste any time introducing target panic. If you're watching this video, you know what it is, and chances are that you might have it. Target panic is like that one uncle in the family. You try to get rid of it, you try to ignore it, but somehow it always rears its head. Target panic is inevitable, but there are many ways that you can beat it. There are many ways that you can overcome it, and there are many ways that you can control it. And today I wanted to go over 3 tips that I use to control target panic and that have worked out for me very, very well over these past couple of years. Really since I went on a mule deer hunt a couple years ago and had debilitating target panic. I've harped on it a ton, and I think I've kind of figured out my secret sauce. Again, this is just my opinion, so it might work for you, it might not, but I figure it won't hurt to tell you guys what works for me. This is kind of like a sister video to my 3 archery tips that I made a little bit ago. That video did very well, so I would appreciate it if this video could do just as well, if not better. So if you guys do want to like this video, comment down below if you guys find anything useful, or comment how you guys have beaten target panic. And of course, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you guys, so I really would appreciate you guys subscribing. But let's get into tip number 1. Tip number 1 in its simplest form is going to be to actually find a shot process. Now there's a lot of guys who look up different types of shot processes or processes and look up videos on it, and they really find a way that they like, but then as soon as target panic comes through, they switch it up and they find another video that's awesome and they go through and shoot that way, and then target panic sneaks through again. We'll get to this in a little bit later in the video, but the truth about target panic is that it is not your shot process. For the most part, there are exceptions, but it is mainly not your shot process. It is your head, yourself. So the best thing to do is going to be to find a shot process that works for you, not just something that you come up with in your head as far as, get on target, let her rip. I'm talking something that you got from some sort of an educated source, or something that can be well articulated. It's not filler talk, it's nothing like that. It is a shot process that makes sense to you and has meaning behind it. Find a shot process like that and stick with it and work through it throughout the rest of your target panic journey. There are tons of videos covering different shot processes. I recommend you guys check a couple out. There are a lot of videos dedicated to specific types of releases. I have made one on how I shoot a hinge. I'm gonna go ahead and link that up in the card here, so I would definitely recommend checking that out if you guys are shooting a hinge. But if you're shooting a wrist strap or a thumb button, check out some videos dedicated to those. In all reality, you can shoot every release the same regardless of what type it is, but to be very specific, go ahead and look up what type of release you're shooting. Tip number 2 is probably the most subjective one, but it's something that has worked for me a ton. And I really like this method of shooting, is going to be shooting through relaxation. So what I mean when I say that is not necessarily thinking of the actual firing of your release as a tension-based movement. You obviously want to keep back tension. You want to keep pulling with your elbow, but the actual digits that manipulate your release, your fingers, whether it's your thumb or your index finger or your whole hand rotating in a hinge, shooting that through relaxation. You got to think, just with a hinge, for example, to move your index finger forward and rotate that hinge to the point where it fires, you can do that 2 ways really. You can pull with your ring finger and tighten and add pressure, or you can relax with your index finger and relieve pressure. In my video of how to shoot a hinge, I equated this to deadlifting. It is a lot easier to let a deadlift down than it is to bring a deadlift up slowly. It's a lot easier to relieve tension than it is to add tension slowly. So I think of it like that. Definitely relaxing through your shot has helped me a ton. If you guys are shooting something like a thumb button or a hinge, I would recommend it. For a wrist release, it's fairly hard to do this. I've tried to figure out a way to do it. You can't really do it too well. You kind of have to start with like kind of a pressure in your wrist and then relax through the shot. So I haven't worked out a way to do this with a wrist release, but if you're shooting a handheld, I would definitely recommend relaxing through your shot, building pressure in your thumb if it's a thumb button, and letting the release break when you relax. Let's go pull, and I'll go over tip 3. Tip 3 is really the most fun one in my opinion, because it's going to put you in a competitive scenario. You can use it in realistic scenarios, and it is just the most practical tip that I can think of. And that is going to be putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. So at the end of the day, target panic is panic. It is your brain thinking that you have to rush something, being under a lot of stress, thinking that you have to work through that shot because you have a ton of pressure on your brain. This is why you see shooters on the line at Vegas absolutely fall apart. It's why you see shooters who are absolutely nails, out to 100 yards, miss shots on animals when they're hunting and it's a big animal or whatever have you. When you have pressure that is not normally part of your routine, it definitely can throw off your shooting ability. So that is why shooting under high pressure is definitely something that is important and can help you kind of curve your target panic a little bit while you are on the path to curing it. Now, whether this is something on your bow equipment wise, like taking the stabilizers off, making it a little bit harder to shoot, making it harder to aim, and really needing to trust your shot process and follow through on your shot, whether it's something like making a bet with your buddy and seeing who can hit closest to the center at 50 yards and whoever doesn't buys dinner or something like that. Whatever it is, if you can shoot under pressure and put yourself in uncomfortable situations, you are going to be better off shooting when you're trying to cure your target panic. That was a great shot, by the way. After all, I really kind of have the belief that target panic is a really good analogy to life, where if you are putting yourself in tough situations, if you are conquering your mental game and being able to be in control of your shot, but knowing when to relax that control and make a shot break, I definitely think is important. So if you can put yourself into uncomfortable situations and get really good at doing hard things, then the easy things are that much easier. So definitely putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, seeing how it turns out, learning what makes you struggle in those uncomfortable situations, and then going from there and working on controlling that shot, breaking it down, and not having your panic take over and slam that trigger back or dump that hinge or anything like that is definitely going to be key. So guys, at the end of the day, those are my 3 tips that I have found and that I can best explain to somebody who is trying to cure target panic, or at least trying to help with their target panic. Now, again, I want to reiterate, I am no Joel Turner. This is not Shot IQ's channel. In case you were trying to find that, this is not it. I am very simply someone who loves bow hunting, someone who loves shooting a bow, and someone who really likes learning and, in all honesty, really loves teaching. So the thought of somebody possibly pulling some knowledge from this, possibly using some of this information in their daily shooting activities and being able to better themselves down the road in their archery experience really, really means a lot to me. I can't express it enough. I don't want to get all mushy on you guys, but it makes me very happy, and it truly makes my day better thinking that I made someone else's day better, especially in the archery space. So if you guys did find anything useful in this video, at however quick it was, I do ask you guys to comment down below. I ask you guys to like this video. Just give me feedback, give me support. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really looking forward to hearing that from you guys. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and get off my soapbox. At the end of the day, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.